Okay, we are live, and I'm finally using Ecamm live, so I'm hoping that I am doing this right. Give me 1 second while I turn on the keyboard. Oops. You know what? I gotta change this to live. Okay, cool. I think I got it right. Default screen. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to pull this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Made it small. Okay. So the title is I'm thinking about making sample packs. I would love to get involved somehow that way, but also got to take into consideration that I know it takes some time to do it and that it may not be for everyone to that wants sample packs. And then also got to figure out my approach, like how I would personally approach it. Um, I'm not so much worried about people using the sounds as I make music so much. It's not that big of a deal. I just obviously I wouldn't want somebody selling the sound without, you know, doing something with it to make it their own. But I'm not opposed to that either. So 1 second while I fix this keyboard. I gotta turn on the Osmos so that we can actually make some music and bring this mic in as close as I can get it. And hopefully it's pretty clear. I don't see comments, so I'm not sure how that works with Ecamm. So I need to figure that out, I guess. Oops. So let's see. How do we see comments? I'm definitely not doing an interview. Let's see. I don't think I have anybody in here watching, so I'm assuming that when someone comes into the room or into the room when they show up, that if they comment that I'll see it, but I don't see a button on this Ecamm thing that shows me where I would preview it. Looks like we have one person. If you're in the can you just put a comment like hey what's up or something in there? I'm trying to see if I actually see the because right now I'm not seeing any people typing anything. Let me see. Oh, wait, maybe it's this little box here. Hey, now I see it. Okay, so comments and reactions go here. What's up, hero? Good to see you. So it looks like I should be able to. I'm trying to use Ecamm live, and I've never used it, so just trying to make sure. I tampered with it a little bit, but I felt like it wasn't complicated before, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna type a comment just to see. There we go. Now I can see it. I went back to the mic. I did not keep the clipped on mic because I felt like the sound was extremely muffled still. It wasn't as clear. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as using the actual mic. But I do have to find a way to get a something to drop the mic closer to my mouth where I can talk and not have to turn my head every time I want to do it. But anyway, the comments remain of do should I make sample packs? Now, if I make sample packs, I will not be probably making drums. I think that is so commonly done that there's no point in me making drum breaks and things of that nature. I think you can make your own. Panda the Torture Clown. Wow, that's an interesting name. Good to see you. Panda the Torture Clown. Very creative sounding. It almost makes me feel like like it's some type of movie or something. That's a pretty cool name. It's different. I dig it. Um, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, trying to figure that out. I've never done it, so I don't know if it would be something people would use or if it's just like so much, the market's so saturated that why would anybody want that? So that's the thing. I sound like Optimus Prime. Like maybe your voice is double. Oh, okay. I wonder, that might be a good thing to figure out why my voice is sounding double. Wonder if it has anything to do with this with this with Optimus Prime. I almost said that. Let me switch over. Does this sound better? No, that sounds weird. I'm gonna turn the isolation off. Nope. Maybe it's this parametric EQ that I have going on. Flatten it out and see if that sounds better. Does it still sound double to you? I have to tell you, like, trying to get the perfect voice and sound for this thing is really difficult. It's still very strange. Hmm, weird. Let me see if that's an Ecamm setting, or is there some type of echo that's going on that may be causing it to sound doubled. Super weird because I don't have anything. I'm gonna turn the volume. No, that's just the volume. Let's turn that back to around 70%. Hmm, what could it be? A little better, but still robotic. Something not quite right. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out what it is that's not quite right. Let me see if there's something on Ecamm that's. What is this? Nope, definitely don't want that. Settings. Let me see. Recording. Audio. Is that still the same? Enable echo cancellation. Oh, is that better right now? I just turned on this thing in Ecamm. It says use echo cancellation. Although I don't have the sound of the Mac coming through, so it should be pretty clear. Enable echo cancellation for external speakers. Okay. How does that sound? Is that better? Or you still hear an echo? Screen sharing. Let me see if there's something in there that maybe desktop picture. So weird. All right, let me check one more time over here to see. It's the same settings. I'm gonna stop the mic and then I'll restart it. Okay, is there still a delay now that I've reset it? Let me go into the deeper settings and see if there's something here. Sound. The only thing I have on technically is like sound isolation. There is a parametric EQ that kind of EQs the voice a little bit, but let me take some of the highs out, see if that helps. Is it getting any better? Are you monitoring from OBS? No, I'm not monitoring at all. In fact, I'm only using Ecamm. That's it. So let's see. What else could it be that may be causing all systems, audio? Mute the microphone. Okay, is it better now? Can you guys still hear me now or no? That's pretty good now, definitely better. Okay, cool. Okay, so what it was inside of Ecamm, there is a source for sound levels, and I muted that. For some reason, it was doubling back, so it created a double effect. I can't even explain that without showing it to you, but I think I fixed it. Okay, cool. I'm glad it sounds better. So weird. And thanks for everyone's help. Riverbend Sim, appreciate you. Of course, Hero, we know you very well. And cool, so it's fixed. Okay, so now we'll try to get to the topic at hand, which is, are people interested in samples? And when I say samples, I don't mean like me going up chopping somebody's sample. I'm talking about actually creating samples from scratch. In other words, if I come up with an 8 bar riff or a 4 bar riff and I make a pack of a bunch of things that I've created like that where people can go in and sample, what do you think? Yeah, hopefully the volume, I don't hear any echo. So I was relying completely on you guys with regards to whether it was still there or not there. But I'm glad it sounds better. That's half the battle right there. So I just paid for like Ecamm to use it for a month to try it out. I tried the demo version and it was pretty good, but I wanted to see what the paid version was going to offer. So I just did a month to see if I like it. I don't go live a lot. So when I do, I think I got to make it count. And to make the money worthwhile, I need to go live probably at least once a week, maybe more than that, technically. But, and I can at least see your comments. So that's really nice to be able to do. Cool. All right. So again, would it be worth it to do it? That's the question at hand. So like if I'm using, you guys can see the screen. If I use, I mean, obviously I'm going to use instruments I have, but I'm going to go in and play these instruments and create, oops, did I do that right? There we go. So I'm not going to be, some of you guys play, so I know it probably doesn't matter to you, but I'm just curious, if I go out and start picking some ideas up and grabbing, let me try some. And I start creating some ideas that I like. I'm curious, what do you think? Where did my, all of a sudden it disappeared. Gotta get, oh, there it is. Now you're back. All right, where are we? I'm making a sample pack right now. Nice. It'll be my first pack. I'm gonna give it to my subscribers. Nice. I may do that too. Yeah, if you're subscribed, I'll just put it up for free. I don't mind doing a free one for sure. Um, I was wondering if I put I obviously will do something for free. That's not a problem. But it'd be nice too to do something down the road that's paid. So that's what I was wondering. If I do a paid one. Sound is good now, and I am making sample packs from 2:35 p.m. wanting to manage them better. Oh, you do sample packs. Okay. Nice. So you have some good input then. I'm gonna do for free initially, the first one, just because I want to see if people like it, and then if they like it, then down the road I can choose to maybe just charge for it or do like a membership thing where if you subscribe, I do a pack a month or something. Because I make music all the time, so it's not a problem, and I don't have to always make a song with the stuff I'm doing. I could sometimes just create a nice riff, put it in a pack, put it out each month. I don't care if it's just like 20 to 30 sounds a month. like one each day, and then I could take those and I don't know, put $5 on it or something, or $3, and see if people will want them. So that's what I'm thinking, just to support the channel, because all the money that I do make from like advertisement pretty much goes back into equipment and plugins and gear that I buy to show on the channel. So I don't really make anything. It's not like it's like I'm making crazy money or anything. But anyway, it's just a thought that I was thinking. So I'll definitely start with a free one because I think that'll be helpful. All right, let's see here. I wish this little screen would stay up front so I could see it without and still play. Seems like every time I go to play that I lose the screen here. Okay, I'm making sample pad personal for my personal library. Then I had a thought about creating a sample pack for my subs. That would be good, especially since I just recently hit 3,000 subs. I think that would be a great idea. I'm going to use that. That's my plan to a little decent sampler instrument, smaller version for free. Very nice. Sample packs or very personal as it comes from you. So peeps that dig your style will gel with your sample pack. At least that's my thought. I think so too. You're right. My thing with sample packs is I want to make something that something that is not so typical. Like anybody can get Scalar 3, press a few chords, and it's done. But I need to make it kind of different in a way so that it's not the same old sample pack that everybody's already got. That's why I don't really want to do drums, because that's so commonly used in sample packs. And I'll be honest, when I look in sample packs, I typically don't go to the drums first. I always go to everything but the drums. So for me, if I'm making a sample pack, I think the drums will be the last resort, last thing I'm even thinking about. I'm gonna use hold on, let me grab one of my keyboards in here. Hold on. Keyboard monitor. Where are you at? Looking for this keyboard monitor thing. There we go. I really don't want this in front. Let me see if I can get rid of this. I'm kind of way. Close that window. Okay. 49. Another thing I like to do when it comes to sampling, for me personally, is trying different key signatures. So I don't want to use the same key signature that is typical. It's easy to play a major, a minor, etc. But trying out some different key signatures to give people something different to try and listen to. Um, so in other words, that's the difference with my sample pack is it wouldn't be just your typical here's a triad chord. I mean, anybody can make that nowadays. So I'm going to come up with some progressions in a different signature, time signature, or not time signature, but a different scale rather, that would give you something unique to hear versus listening to the same old stuff. So things like that. And the cool thing is one way to quickly do that is use MIDI capture, because MIDI capture will give you, as I just did right there, if I play something I kind of like, I don't have to memorize it. I can go in and just MIDI capture it, and then I can just keep playing from there. So that's the plan. So see how I did that, and then I usually bring in the drums. So I'm using addictive drums. I just need a simple drum pattern or no drum pattern, but sometimes a simple drum pattern just to play over to, to get that sound and then go from there and start building. I mean, that's the goal, right? Just to get people bossa nova. So let me see if I can catch your comments because I have to go back and forth. Um, cool. So let me do this again. Pull this back up. And then what I'm going to do to make these unique and sound a little bit different is I'm going to really I have a ton of good effects that I can just throw over that. So it doesn't, I hate to do effects though, because I feel like when you get something that's overly processed, then you start wondering like, how am I going to do anything with this? Unless you just don't have any effects and you have to do everything without it. I mean, to me, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Not sure if you're seeing that or not, but yeah. So yeah, I personally don't like putting too many. I click here for the latest version. I thought I had the latest version. I just downloaded. It's funny. Now they're talking about another version already. Um, but yeah, I hate to overly process something because then I think that's like me doing the work. That's like me creating the song at that point. So I'm trying to figure out how much is too much, before it becomes me doing the whole song for you. Make two folders dry and wet. Oh, okay, good point. All right. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll make a dry version and then if I want to and then sometimes what I may do is actually I was thinking about like if I create a sound like this or whatever and then I want to go do a couple sounds, I might do a few different takes with that same sound to give variations of it so it's not the same repetitive. Could be the same sound but just a different variation. So basically I'd be making an ABC part and then take those parts and put them in a folder together and then you can pick which one or mix and match them up a little bit. but I'm trying to figure out how much is too much, you know? So if you guys are doing these type of things yourselves or similar things, I'm curious, what do you think um what do you think how much should go in a sample pack versus like how much is too much? Hopefully that makes sense. Like how much is too much for a sample pack? Cuz I like to have at least 3 variations for sure, but you play into you're not inspired by the sound, in my opinion, because at some point that sound's gonna get old, right? So you got to try something new. Um, and that's where this is gonna be a challenge, right? For me personally, because I don't want to do too much, but I want to give the best that I'm given at that moment, right? So, and I'm not a person who typically plays like everything spot on, so I have to think about like how does this work with somebody else who may want it to be. But anyway, it's my sample pack, so it'll have to fit what I do, not really so much the other person. They need to take it and make it their own, you know? So I got to work on understanding that that's what I need to do. This is Konstantin Klims. I told you guys about him. He makes some cool Max for Live stuff, but he also does stuff for Arturia. So. Oops. All right, let's add that in. So like that. So I'm just gonna make different sounds using different packs, different samples, whatever. I got so many that it's ridiculous. I might as well, right? Let's just press play. So that is kind of what I want to do. Just create little riffs for people that maybe don't play at all or that need it. I think some people who play, they're gonna be like, this, they don't need this, right? But for the guy that doesn't, maybe this little 1 4 bar riff or whatever could be, or this isn't 4 bars, by the way, this is 8 bars, but this 8 bar riff could be the thing that makes him create something. I don't know. See, I was thinking it's time to spend, you spend on it. Sometimes we overthink time to you spend. Oh, it's the time you spend on it. I had to read that 3 times. That's terrible. Um, on me, I couldn't obviously process what you were saying. Sometimes we overthink things as music producers. Yes, we do. Going with your gut and just letting the ideas come out freely could be the best. So true. Have a good stream, bro. I gotta get to ready for dinner. All right, man. Take care and glad you stopped through. Appreciate you. You would use that too? Okay, cool. Well, that's a good thing. I appreciate that. Yeah. Nice. All right. I'm gonna keep going then. Anybody that wants to watch, it's cool. I'm gonna make just a few more pieces here for a song, and then I'm gonna leave it at that, and then we'll see where we go. So let me pick another sample or another preset. I'm gonna make another sample, but I'm gonna use another preset and go back to where we were. So let's listen to some more samples. And I need to be on. All right, so we use that one. Let's find something that's not plucked. Sometimes the pads will be a little much, so we're not going to use sequences. Let's use some wind. I'm using MPE on the Osmos to create those little vibratos. Let me try something else, see if I find something that speaks. All right, I got an idea. So let's get some drums going. Let's see. Oh, I had it in my head, now I lost it. that's it for that part. Just a little something there. See if it's spark. Let's see. Not that, but okay. So 2 bars. That's fine because I got some ideas to add to that. Oops. Yeah, 2 bars. Okay. Is that 2 bars or is that one? All right, let's add to that. Weird how different moments, different ideas, parts come to you. So let's just. Okay. We can make that better, but got an idea. Let's join that. And then I'm going to duplicate it. And then we'll just change some notes on it. I like the first part. You have to go. Have a good one too. Thanks for stopping in, River Ben. Appreciate you too. Yeah, stopping in. And thanks for all the extra input too. So this will be cool. This is a small one, but you never know. It could fit just like a little pocket that you just need something like this. And then the best part is if I don't affect the stuff too much, but maybe give you an idea, like Hero was saying, just add some echo to it or whatever. I mean, just like add something to it, but give you a dry and a wet one, then you could take it and expand. Because in my mind, things like this, I would probably put like a little reverb or some echo or delay on it. But I don't like when stuff comes that way where I can't build on what's already there because it's overly done. And then I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to process that. So this is a 4, this is 2/8. So this is a nice little start just for an idea. So I'm only doing this one live where I'm doing a sample pack showing you my method, and it's not completely done. Obviously, I'm just putting ideas and parts together. Um, but what I might do is 3 or 4 parts every time I make a little pack portion, and then just start piecing those together, and then make a solid sample pack that I could just give off. And it's almost like I feel like when you do sample packs, it's almost like you're collaborating with somebody. So you're making all these sounds, these samples, and then you're giving them off to somebody and saying, okay, here, go for it, expand on what I started, right? So that's kind of the motto. Now what I need to do though is actually figure out what's key I'm playing in. I kind of have an idea, but just for the sake of being able to label this, because I think it is nice if you kind of know what the sample is called or something, right? Wouldn't it be? So I could put a label on these by just naming it something. And then I could put, probably be good to put the BPM I played it at, 65 BPM. And then if I can figure out the key, which I should be able to figure out the key, that's not a problem. So one way is I could duplicate this and then just go ahead and bounce the track in place. Now this would be like the dry version, I guess. And I'm going to leave the tail end on. And the reason why is because that way a person can choose whether they want to get rid of the tail or not. At least it's there if they want it. Um, I don't know. So I don't want to I don't know. With sample packs, it's a little different, I would imagine. So that's the reason why I'm keeping these. I'm just making duplicates. I'm not going to make drums or keys up here or use this or this. All right, cool. So I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff because I don't want it taking up too much space. All right, so let's go ahead and bounce this one in place. Again, I'm doing my best not to over process this. So that way you can, whoever gets this sample pack, this will be the part of the free one I'm going to do. Um, since I'm actually showing it now, so you can see kind of what I'm doing. And then all I'm going to do, again, same principle here. I'm just going to bounce it. I'm going to make a small one that's going to be free. So the first one may be, I might do 10 sessions. I'm going to call it a session. Like this will be a session. It might have 3 different sample parts within that session. And then you can take those sessions with those sample parts and build from it. You can mix and match whatever you want to do. I'll pick random tempos and scales and try to keep it somewhat different, maybe. I would put the MIDI in there, but I don't know if people really care about having MIDI when it's not like it's the MIDI in this is doesn't really make the sound better or less, you know what I'm saying? If it was like drums, that makes sense to me because you want, or chords, you would want that. But yeah. So anyway, if you're in the comments, you can let me know what you think. Looks like there's 3 people in the room. So cool. All right. So this is how I'm starting it. And then I'm going to mute these and just check the samples just to see if they're what they sound like. So. So this already has some delay on it. So I'm not going to add anything to that because then it could get, that's where you would come in to build it yourself from there. I'm just going to have fun with it and not overthink this because that's my tendency is to overthink. So I don't want to, I'm going to be careful too on my processing, like how I process my song versus you. Like, so if I put too many effects down here or additives. Like this additive here, I'm not gonna do. It'll color it when I send it out. So just to give you more of a raw thing, that'll make it easier. Okay, so see when I bounce this one down, it actually named it. So let's just take all this off because I don't care about dates and I don't think you will either. We'll put a what do you call that? We'll put something on here for the key. Lord have mercy. Mind you, this is the first time I'm ever trying to do this for somebody. It's a little different. I'm having to think it through a lot more. So I'm gonna use this, though I probably should know what key this is in. So C sharp, D flat, harmonic minor. Another way I could figure this out is by just playing the notes that I played into here, and it'll usually tell you. I'm wondering, should I put this on here though? Because I'm thinking if I put it on there and people think it's one thing, but it actually is not, then they will get confused. C sharp, D flat, harmonic minor. If you're in the comments and you've done this before, let me know. Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out, definitely want to figure out what the best way is. I hate putting scales on things because somebody could say, oh no, that's this scale. There's so many nuances to a scale to make it one scale or the other. Oh man, I just closed my comments by mistake. Oops, rookie. I think this is it. Okay, cool. I found it. Accidentally closed it and it was like, no, I can't see anything. All right. So let's just name this one. We're clipping. Why is that? I'm gonna come up with random names for these just because it's me and how I would do it. But um, when you use them, I don't care what you do with them or say or put on them. I'm just doing my thing. 65 BPM. So there we go. Static feelings. I don't know. I was gonna go static pressure, but I'm gonna go static feelings because it still has a little bit of feeling in there. And then this one, we're gonna call it enlighten something. We'll just call it enlighten me 65 BPM. All right. I do like the BPM on there so that you can at least look at the sample and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. If you want to time stretch it, some people don't care about none of that. They just get in and go to town. But the first sample pack, I'm not going to worry about putting keys on there unless the thing is sincerely in one key and that's what I know I played. Which this one I didn't even keep track of it when I played it, to be honest with you. But yeah, so this is the start of what I'm aiming to do. It'll be a fun side project. It will be free to anyone who has subscribed. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to give something to just people who subscribe versus if I don't know if you subscribed. So I got to figure that one out. But I'll look up that information and figure it out. And then by the time I finish building the pack, I should be able to know exactly what I'm doing with regards to that. So I'm gonna start naming, numbering these things. So I'm gonna go here, collect and save. Always collect and save in Ableton, in my opinion. And we're going to call this session number 1. I'll put the BPM in just because. And then session samples number 1 will be what I'll call it. And that'll make it easy for me to remember this is for the sample pack. Actually, we'll call it session samples pack number 1. That pack kind of throws me off, the indecisiveness of me. We'll put on the back end parentheses pack number 1. Again, it'll be free. And then as time goes on, we grow more members, things get better. I have more time. I'll build on it. And for those that are supporting the channel by hitting the like and doing that more often, I think I'll give out and do more packs. I don't mind doing some stuff for free because I think it's just important, more important actually, for people to get inspired and want to come to my channel for that reason. I'd rather give it to you free and let you just have fun. Because I do this stuff a lot when I make samples or make a sound and I'll like that, but I don't have anything to build around it. But maybe you do. So you want to take it and use it. And again, the only thing I ask is that you don't sell the pack itself, being that everybody's using it for free, that anybody that's a member can use it. So take the samples, get creative, find something to do with it, chop it up, whatever, pitch it, stretch it, whatever, but do something with it and don't sell the pack. Once I put it out, that's my only thing. Other than that, have fun. You will not get copyright strike as far as I know. Don't use the samples direct as you've seen them here in the video because my videos are monetized, and so I'm not sure how that would affect. I personally will not be the one going after you, but YouTube is like heavy about that copyright and stuff. So just make sure if you use it, do something to the sample um so that it doesn't sound exactly the same way. All right. Did we save the song as? Yeah, we saving song. Save. No, delete that. So I'll be doing these. I'm gonna try to do one a week minimum, but I'll try to do more and I won't go live for every one of them. I'll just do maybe once a month or twice a month. Maybe I'll do live and actually do a pack with you where you can see me doing it. And then the rest of the time, or maybe I'll do once a week because that wouldn't be too bad because I usually do more videos anyway. So maybe once a week I'll do a pack where you can see it and then I might throw in a few extras that you don't know and then you can go from there. So, all right, let me check and see if I got any more commenters. I do not. Looks like 3 people are watching, or 3 people hit the like button. Not sure if there's anybody watching actually. Um, but I hope all is well, and I will see you on the next video. So now I got to figure out how to end this session. Oh, it's pretty clear. It's right here. All right. So again, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. That is not how you end it. Okay, finish. There we go.